Welcome to the Business of Connection, the podcast that helps creative entrepreneurs like you build real relationships that fuel your success. Whether you're a coach, wedding planner, photographer, designer, or any other creative business owner, this show is for you. I'm Michal, Kaye, your business mindset coach and biggest cheerleader. After 15 years of running a successful event planning business, I now help creative entrepreneurs unlock their potential, build the business doing what they love. This podcast is all about connection, the relationships you build with your clients, your team, and even yourself. The same skill we use in dating, marriage, and friendships like trust, communication, and authenticity are exact tools we need to grow strong, sustainable businesses. Each month, you'll get one solo episode packed with actionable insights from me and one guest episode featuring industry experts sharing their best strategies and stories. So grab your coffee or tea, hit subscribe, and let's dive into how building connections can help you attract clients, earn more, and grow your dream business. Welcome back to the Business of Connection. I'm your host, Michal Kaye. I'm a business mindset coach who helps creative entrepreneurs like you build businesses that feel authentic, fulfilling, and connected. Today, I'm thrilled to introduce Sarah Weiss, who's killing it as the leader in the world of short-form video and online visibility. Sarah is a business mentor and a content marketing strategist specializing in helping brands and business owners show up online and tell their stories using the power of short-form video. Yes, we're talking TikTok and Instagram. Her superpower, helping you sell your stuff, share your story, and feel good while doing it. When Sarah's not making magic happen on social media, you can find her sipping wine at a winery with her hubby, cuddling her adorable dogs, or belting out Broadway show tunes. In today's episode, discussing something close to our hearts, building relationships and community online. Sarah will share how she helps business owners become visible and create meaningful connections with their audiences, which lead to trust, loyalty, and growth. You'll love this conversation, whether you're already rocking the online space or just trying to figure out how to use it without feeling awkward. So get comfortable, dive in, and welcome Sarah to the podcast. Welcome, Sarah.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so pumped to be here.
I really appreciate you being here. So I actually wanted to talk about, it's one of the questions I ask all my guests when they're coming on is, what is your love language?
Okay. So I have two, and I've taken the love language test multiple times. I have two, and they come back almost equal every single time. My two love languages are acts of service and words of affirmation.
So how do you feel that comes out as a mentor or your online personality?
So I was thinking about this because you asked this question on your questionnaire, which I loved. I was like, oh my God, this is such an interesting question. And so I think in terms of words of affirmation, always just, I get like emotional and I just like start beaming whenever I get testimonials from clients or just like unsolicited client love, because again, that's my love language. Like they are telling me and showing me that my work with them is making an impact, or even just like my content is making an impact. And that just like makes it all worth it for me. Acts of service wise, I feel like it's not from like the client or audience side. It's more from like how I serve my people. Is I am an over deliverer. I love to go above and beyond. I love to just like, if there's anything that I can do for my audience, I'm going to give the example of Michal. Michal jokingly asked me if I could send her goodles to Israel. If you guys don't know what goodles are, they're this protein mac and cheese that I love. And I did not take it as a joke for 1 second. I was yeah, can I ship food to Israel? Like 1,000%. What do you want? But that's truly, I love being that person, that force for my clients, for my audience. And I think that's how the acts of service transcends into business.
Yeah, I would say that one of the things, I'm in your membership, which is called
The Cozy Content Corner.
Thank you. Plugs, everyone. And one of the things I love about it is not only do we get these weekly emails that, you know, give you a guide, and I'm at my second month. And at this point, I'm already able to do it on my own, not necessarily following the scripts 100%, but knowing that I need to do A and I need to do B so that E can happen.
Yes.
And if I hadn't been doing those scripts for 2 months, I don't think I would be at this point.
Yeah.
And none of that, when you have those questions, there's the Facebook group. So you're able to, if anything comes up, or even the hot seat coaching, which is brilliant. And even if it's not me being coached, it's someone else. And so I'm always learning. And I think that is that extra mile where you actually go look online at someone's profile. You have examined both of mine on TikTok, on Instagram, and you really get into it and you say, okay, this is what you can do. And a lot of other mentors are not like that. So I would say that that's your act of service, showing
Yeah, 1,000%. And like I've said this before, but like I'm in a season right now where I don't have a mentor, but I've certainly had multiple mentors throughout my business. And like almost everybody has been, you got to get rid of the hot seat coaching part of the membership. Like it's too much access to you. And I always say no, always, because it's important to me that I have an accessible offer for people to actually get tangible support. So if it means that I need to stay on the call for an hour and 30 minutes instead of an hour in order for everybody to get served for one call a month, you bet your patootie I'm going to do it. That's the least I can do for a loyal community.
I want to ask how you and I both love the concept of building a community. I'm working on starting a networking program here in Israel, a face-to-face women's networking program. That's like Q2 goals.
I love that.
Might happen in Q1.
Oh my God, you should start an online one as well. I feel like you would be so good at that. I'm like, oh my God, you would actually be so good for that because you're such a connector.
Yes, that is one of my superpowers.
Yes.
I wanted to know, how would you think your followers would describe you in 3 words? This Kaye question came up and I loved it and I thought it was perfect for you.
How would they describe me? I feel like they would describe me as unhinged, but like not the buzzwordy version of unhinged. If you go on to my TikTok or Instagram, you will see that I'm truly unhinged in the best way to help you. I think supportive, and I'm going to use an abbreviation here, FAFO, because something that I do and something that I always tell my audience to do is fuck around and find out. And like, I truly think I embody that all the time. Like, I've been on these internet streets in the online business world for years now. And like, you can never get too comfortable with things. And so I always like to relay that to my audience. And like, I think I give them full permission to FAFO.
Yeah, you told me to FAFO. Literally, This is my 4th year in business as a business coach. And today is the day I switched the name of my business.
Today?
I switched
What are we changing it to?
I changed it to MK Creative from Events Israel.
I love it. Like officially, legally.
Officially, I asked my accountant to change it. I changed it on my accounting document.
Yes.
I got really emotional with my accountant because like it was a big deal to say goodbye to events after 15 years, this transition of that world that I created. And I know that God has given me this world. And not only that, it's giving me the world of meeting people all over the world.
Yes.
Like you, who are inspiring me every day to turn up and be vulnerable and to be on camera, because everybody out there, it is not easy to do what I do. Even this is hard. The fact that I'm doing this is crazy, right? Like, would never thought.
That's so exciting. And I'm just like, I'm so proud of you. I'm always just like blown away by you. But you're so right. Like I always say, it's not easy. Like anybody listening, it is not quote unquote natural to like get on camera and watch yourself and create content. Like that's not, as humans, like that's not something natural. That's something that you have to get uncomfortable and lean into and get good at. And the only way that you get good at doing it is by doing it. And I know that's so annoying to hear, but it's the only way that you get good at it and the only way that you get comfortable with it. So it's not natural. But yes, you are showing up and turning up, and that's like the beautiful part of the online world and creating content and having an online business is like you do get to meet these people from all over the world that you would have never had the chance to cross paths with before. It's incredible.
Well, I think you would say the same thing. Like I said in another one of my episodes is some of my closest friends are from Instagram.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah.
So
like people that I talk to every day.
Yeah. I talk to you every day. Nothing to do with marketing and nothing to do with turning up online. We're just friends.
Yes. And I think that's what a lot of personal brands, and what I mean by personal brands is like, if you are the name and the face of your business, you're a personal brand. Doesn't matter if you design websites or if you're an event planner or you are a systems like you are a personal brand. And I think something that a lot of personal brands fail to do that really makes building their community hard is sharing some of the personal stuff. It doesn't need to be deep, dark wounds, but taking your audience behind the scenes in your day to day so they can have conversations with you that don't have to do with business. Because then when it's time for them to buy what you sell, you are very top of mind. And you've already created a true organic relationship that has nothing to do with business.
So there's a transition into community because I feel by you doing that, and it's something that I see and you talk about all the time, even if it's just sending a voice note, you don't even have to type it out. Like that voice note is that connection piece.
Mm-hmm.
How does that transition into the community that you've built or building a community online, especially as, you know, we are the face and the name of our businesses?
Yeah. So a big part of my social media strategy in my Instagram stories is rotating, sharing business and personal content. Like yesterday, I shared with my audience that I went to a new neurologist after I got really poor care at my previous neurologist. And then I got on camera and gave an update about how it went. That wasn't random. That wasn't by mistake. I did that for a few reasons. One, I always show that I am a chronic illness girly. It's very important that people know that the girl that is showing up every single day on your feed also is chronically ill and doesn't have all of the energy in the world. So if I can do it, you can do it in a way that is actually sustainable. Two, I want to connect with my audience and be vulnerable about something that has nothing to do with business because it opens up so many amazing conversations and it makes my audience feel invested in me as the human and not just me as the business owner. And so I always incorporate that into my strategy. And like you said, with the voice messages, like I will voice message my audience whenever I can because I always want my people to know that it's me. You are talking to me. You're never going to be talking to some kind of lead gen person. Like it is always me. I always say there is a million other things that I outsource in my business before I would ever outsource my social media and community and DMs. Like I will never ever outsource my DMs because it is so important that I have those touch points with my community.
You have created
My broadcast channel.
Your broadcast channel.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
think that's also where you're building community. Even if we're not all talking to each other, that's something that you started. That what was the reason behind that beyond a lot of other people doing it? What was your thought process in the broadcast channel?
Yeah, so it's interesting. I started that broadcast channel like before everyone even had the feature. And in my mind, I'm like, I have so many like mic drop moments and brain dumps that I feel would just be really valuable to share with my audience. And it's like so much better relayed over a voice note that they can play at 2x speed. They can get the gems in a minute or two and then be on with their day. And so I treat it like, I don't even want to say a mini podcast because it really just feels like we're in the DMs together. I just treat it like I'm like really quickly spilling tea to my business bestie and going on my way. And that has been so great at building community. It's also been really great at positioning myself as a leader because I'm able to really talk about how I am navigating through certain things that I think people either maybe they won't talk about or they certainly won't share on their social media. And so yeah, the broadcast channel on Instagram has been really, really great as far as again building community, positioning myself as a leader, and just having an extra touch point with my community.
And in that broadcast channel, how many are not people that have bought from you or are in your program? That's
I,
what's
you
in
know,
me.
I know, I don't know because you can't see who is in there. The only thing that you can see is like who liked the messages. So it's really interesting. I don't know. But what I do know is sometimes people need to lurk on your content for a hot minute until they buy from you. And so the more touch points that you can have with your audience, the better. I feel like there's this really odd trend happening with online businesses and mentors where it's like, take away all the access to you. Only people that are paying this high ticket price can get access to you. Whereas I feel like if I can give my community more touch points to me, more quick wins from me and my free content, that's only going to serve me. So why would I not do that? And again, it only serves me and it only serves my audience.
I love that. What would you say is the one thing people say to you when they become part of your community and why they become part of your community? You feel like what you hear over and over again?
Yeah, a lot of people, like most people, say that I have really taken the rules and the shoulds, quote unquote, out of business marketing and social media for them. How to show up, what to say, what kind of content is acceptable to post, how it's acceptable to show up for your people. I really hear often that I take the rules and the shoulds out of things for people. And again, like I give my audience and my clients permission to play. I don't care what you read in a downloadable ebook with a 10-step framework. If that's not getting community and clients into your world, F the 10-step framework. We need to play a little bit more. And so that is something that I hear over and over again. And you just told me before we got on the call that people feel they don't need to show up as this polished version of themselves in order to post content and to be taken seriously as a leader or a creator. You can show up with a messy bun and you're still dropping just as much value on your audience as if you were perfectly highlighted and contoured. So, and I truly believe that. I truly believe that.
It was funny. Sometimes when there's too much double chin in my videos, I'm like, I should re-record this. And I was like, you know what? No,
Nope.
because I'm never going to get this take as I did before. So the double chin's going in and there's nothing I can do about it.
Exactly. And you have the same knowledge, the same value, the same incredible energy with your double chin as you would without a double chin. Like it doesn't matter and your audience doesn't care.
How do you feel? Because there, and I want to talk a little bit about Instagram and TikTok in the sense of there are so many people out there. It's kind of when people say to me, there's a recession, so people aren't going to buy, which I say bullshit, because in my opinion, there is unlimited amount of money in this world. And if Louis Vuitton can still exist and Chanel can still exist and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, then if first class can still exist, then there is unlimited amount of money in this world. So everyone stop. So how do you say when people say to you, there are so many business mindset coaches, there are so many, social media mentors, there's so many people doing what I'm doing. How do I become, it's so crowded on the online space. Where do I fit in? How can I fit in?
Yeah. So I think there's kind of two legs to this question of like, is my niche too saturated? And, oh, it's a recession. People are not buying. So when people say my niche is too saturated, no, it's not, because there's only one Michal. There's only one Sarah. And as cheesy as that sounds, I want you to actually sit with that for a second. There's only one you that does what you do in the way that you do it, in the way that you support your people. It's your job to relay that to your audience. Sure, there are a million business mentors that do what I do, quote unquote, but they don't do it in the way that I do it. They don't have my personality. They don't support clients the way that I do. They don't show up the way that I do. There's only one me. There's only one Michal. There's only one you. It's you need to find ways to relay that and portray that in your content to your audience so they say yes to you. And then the other leg of that is oh, it's the recession. Nobody's buying. It's the holidays. People, I'm going to put a pin in this until the new year. That is a story that you're telling yourself. That is literally a story that you are telling yourself. I have been on both sides of this. I, from the client side, have invested 4 figures in December, literally on New Year's Eve. And as a business owner, I have had clients December and January invest in 4-figure packages. So it's not that people aren't buying. Again, are you relaying yourself and how you support people and giving them ethical urgency to say yes to you now? Are you doing that? That's your job to do. The whole it's too saturated, people aren't buying right now is literally a story. It's not true. If it were true, our economy would be in a very scary place, but it is not true.
Not true. It's not true. It's how you become the expert. And something you said to me, and I say it to my clients, is if you're not selling every day, no one's going to know what or where or how to buy from you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was like that. I have you in my head every day going, wait, I didn't post on stories today, my program, or I didn't post on stories today to sign up for my newsletter. Because in my opinion, it's like the same thing. So it's so interesting that you ingrain that into us.
Like if you're sitting there saying to yourself, email doesn't work. I haven't gotten an email subscriber in 6 months. Are you talking about your email list every day? If you are looking for more one-on-one clients, are you talking about your one-on-one every day in your stories and then giving people a really simple way to take a next step with you? The answer is probably no. Because if you were doing that every day, at least Monday to Friday, you wouldn't be saying that. And so something that people will say to me, which is totally valid, is like, is selling every day icky? Is it going to turn my audience off? And to that I say, they are following your business page, right? People are not going to walk into Walmart or the grocery store or Marshall's and say, oh, they were selling that candle yesterday. How dare they sell it again today? Because they are a business. You are also a business. So if people don't like that you're selling every day, they're certainly not your people. They're certainly not your next client. I like to think of it as selling is serving and serving is selling. If somebody is in your sphere, they want to know what you have for them. And so we should serve them by telling them what next step they can take.
In regards to relationship building or community building, because people are like, oh, I just want to give great advice. But how is that connected to relationships community?
Yes. So I think that you're going to have a very hard time selling anything if you haven't built a relationship with your audience. It's going to be extremely hard to sell. So if you're just showing up and the only thing that you're posting is sales content and nothing is selling, I'm not necessarily surprised. Again, this is why I implement like the rotating business and personal content on my stories. Because my audience really feels like they know me, they're along for the ride, they feel invested in me, they feel invested in my business and my journey. So if you're not doing that with your audience, I highly recommend you spend some time doing that, because it's going to make having a community that's ready to buy from you a lot simpler. And then I think another valuable thing to talk about here is I think a lot of us have built a community of supporters. Like, oh my God, this looks amazing. I love this. You're so inspiring. And I actually just made a video on TikTok about this, of like, how do we turn those people into buyers, into customers? And I mean, there's a few ways, but like, again, like, are you giving them a next step to take every single day? Are you giving them an easy next step? Are you giving them an ethical sense of urgency? Like, why now? Why should they say yes to it now versus saying, oh, this is so amazing. This is so inspiring. I'm really busy now, but like maybe 6 months, I'll look at it. Like, thank you. I'll look at it in 6 months. Like, what's going to make them say yes now? And like, again, positioning yourself as the person that they're going to say yes to over the thousands of other people that do what you do.
Yeah. It's really interesting. I want us to be normal and real. I want you to share something of some program or something that happened to you that flopped, that didn't work.
Something that didn't work. So I'll even go a step further and talk about it didn't work because I've been too scared to even launch it. So, and it's even annoying for me. I'm like, get over yourself. So for the past 2 years, I've really wanted to launch a mastermind. And so I've gone so far as to talk about it in my podcast. I've gone so far as to create a wait list for it. I've gone so far as for people to message me that they wanted to be the first to know about it. And I cannot bring myself to launch it because, and I would literally be slapping myself on the hand if I were my own mentor right now.
Like right now, I just want to wring your neck.
Yeah, because I'm so afraid of this happening. I'm afraid of one person joining, not 0 people joining, because I'm afraid of what are they going to think? They thought they signed up for a group offer. They thought they were going to get XYZ and it's not. Am I going to look incompetent? But I share this to say we all go through these things with our offers and our services and things that we're passionate about putting out there, but we can't bring ourselves to do it because of fear. And it didn't work because I didn't even open a cart to sell it. You know what I mean? But I know I'm not alone with that. I know so many people listening probably have these incredible offers, products, services sitting in a Google Doc. It's all mapped out. You're totally competent to lead it, but fear is holding you back from putting it out into the universe.
I literally have on my website this foundation program, which is for brand new businesses who I don't usually work with. I usually work with people who are sort of in the second to third stage of growing their business, either onboarding a new client or in that they've been in business a year plus. And so I build this. Well, I have the program. I have the subjects. I have it. I have everything on the website. I've done the whole sales page.
Mm-hmm.
Why haven't I launched it? I don't know. It's there, right? I have it for Q3. I don't know.
Yeah. And you know what? Can I curse on this podcast?
Yeah, I just cursed already before. Yes, of course.
Okay. So our brain is a dick.
What?
Our brain is a dick.
Yes.
And we have these dick brain thoughts to protect us because that's literally our brain's job. It wants to keep us safe. And if there's something that doesn't feel safe or is new or is uncomfortable, our brain is its job is literally to tell us whoa, 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 hold on, don't do that. Don't go there. It's not safe. And so what we need to do as business owners and creators is we need to just be like, thanks, dick brain. I appreciate you for doing your job, but it's all good here. It's all good here. I'm going to get uncomfortable, right? I'm not going to tell you it's going to feel like flowers and rainbows and sunshine. But once you get over that initial step, which I need to tell myself, get over it. Get over it and do it, right? There's no way around it. You have to go through it.
I think I always laugh at us as entrepreneurs because we opened up our own business. Right? You came from were you an entrepreneur when you were a speech therapist?
No, I worked in the school.
Wow. Okay. So this is my second business. I was an event planner. So, and if you had asked me, I want to be a fashion designer. I did not want to be an entrepreneur. Never in a million years. And I laugh now because my mom's been an entrepreneur all her life and I didn't even think about it. Right. Mm-hmm. She's worked for other people, but she's also built businesses in a lot of the countries we lived in. And if you had said to me, oh, you're going to be an entrepreneur. Oh, wait, you're going to build an events business. Oh, and then Corona's going to happen and life's going to happen. And then you're going to decide you want to be a business coach and you're going to go back to school and you're going to do all these things so you can be this. And then I'm scared to launch a course. I'm scared to launch a podcast. I did this. I turned up, and I always think it's very funny is entrepreneurs we're so scared to get out of our comfort zone, to turn up online, to show our faces, to create relationships, right? To make sure we know how to sell. We opened our own businesses.
Yeah. And 1,000%. So there is a part of you that you wouldn't have gotten this far. You wouldn't have created the business or started the social media account or whatever you're doing if you truly believed in your heart of hearts that you couldn't do it. Right? So we need to tell our brain to stop being a dick, to get over whatever it is. I'm all about feeling our feels, like feel your feels first. And then if it's something that really is going to like set your soul on fire and provide for you financially and provide incredible transformations to your people, you got to just do it.
Gotta jump. Gotta jump. You are the person who's teaching me a lot about TikTok, of which is all new to me. And I've been primarily on Instagram. And then last year was very important for me to build my email list, of which is still growing. And I'm a little bit on LinkedIn, but my goal is to just post once a week, just because people say maybe your ideal clients are, I don't actually believe, who knows?
Yeah, I've never been a LinkedIn person. I tried it for 30 days and I actually documented my whole LinkedIn experiment on TikTok. So if you're curious, I have a 30 days of LinkedIn playlist, but I just could not get into it. It wasn't a platform that I enjoyed to create on or consume on. And so I just gave myself permission to not F around with it.
Right. I talk to people all the time, like how you need to talk on LinkedIn is how you're going to a networking event, but like an office, like a 5:00 office party. And I'm like, I don't like, like that's not how you can talk on LinkedIn. That's not how you can come up on LinkedIn. So it's just, I feel very weird about being on LinkedIn. But how would you say, when people say to me all the time, like, I can't be on everything. And I've had other coaches and other mentors say to me, you can't be on everything, work on one specific platform. What would you say? Because I've listened to you in regards to TikTok, and I'm on TikTok, on Instagram, and I slightly change the narrative on either one. Sometimes I post the same. But what would you say is like when, as building relationships, like, oh, now I have to build a relationship on TikTok and now I have to build a relationship on Instagram. But is that the case?
So the advice that you should pick one platform and only focus on that one platform is very outdated. So I'm glad you're not following that advice anymore. But what I say is the bare minimum that you need as a business owner is an awareness platform, a nurturing platform, and an email list. So that could look like TikTok, IG, and an email list on like Kit, Flowdesk, MailerLite, wherever you host it. They're all for different purposes. An awareness platform is literally a social media platform that is set up to push your content out to new people every single time you post. And it also has search engine functionality. It's very important as a business owner to be on a platform like that. My next platform is a nurturing platform like IG. Some of you guys are rocking the closed Facebook groups. I've never been one of those people, but some place where people can creep on your stories, they can get into a DM conversation with you, they can click on links, they can send voice messages, somewhere where it's just a little bit more of a touch point to gather your people that are already aware of you. They want to know more. And then an email marketing platform to get your people off of social media and onto an email list that you own. And people will be like, well, you don't own your email list because it's really owned by the platform. And to that I say, you do own your email list. At any point, you can log onto your email marketing platform, download your contacts as a spreadsheet, and be on your way. So yes, you do have that audience. You do own that audience. I have a really simple repurposing strategy. So if you're thinking in your mind, like, oh, not another platform, I'm going to hit you with some tough love. And I actually think that that's very short-sighted of a perspective to have. So what I do is I'll usually have my content originate on TikTok. Say I did a video about replacing sales calls with DMs, and it would just be like a face-to-camera talking video, like we were on FaceTime. Then I would bring that same idea over to IG and post a B-roll with trending audio with text on screen that says something like, can I tell you how to replace your sales calls with DMs? Comment pod and I'll send you the link. Then I would take that same idea onto email and my subject line would be replace your sales calls with DMs. The body of the email would be what I talked about in my TikTok. The call to action button would be a link to my podcast or a link to a consult call or whatever I wanted to lead people to. So you're really taking that one idea. I'm thinking of coining this like the Laffy Taffy strategy because you can stretch that bitch.
Yeah.
But you're not reinventing the wheel. You're just presenting it in a way that feels native to the platform instead of slapping the same TikTok video on these different platforms where it really doesn't hit.
Yeah. No, it makes sense.
Yes. So
Makes sense.
you do not need to reinvent the wheel. You do not need to have the mindset of not another platform. All you have to do is take one idea and just tweak it, present it in a way that feels native to that platform that you're posting on.
I was speaking to my mom today and she was I was editing my TikTok video to post. She's like, "You're very rude. You're very tough. Why can't you be nicer?" And I was like, how do I explain it? Like, I finally have decided, I felt like the scripts were a little bit not showing my personality. And so I realized I'm like, no, Sarah's giving me the scripts for guidance. It doesn't mean I have to actually do them. It's great for people who are not comfortable and who want to, want that experience. But for me, it's like, I'm ready and I have to show my crazy. I haven't been showing my crazy and I've been feeling stunted. I was all right, crazy's coming back today. And the last couple of days. Yeah.
It's like, I love to hear that. Like, that's the whole point is like, are you going to have to use scripts forever? No. But some people need a jumping off point, or some people need like, oh, I'm going to talk about this here. And then let me put my call to action at the beginning of my video. So people use the scripts in a totally different way. But like, I love that you said that. No, you're not always going to need to use a script. Sometimes you're going to look at a script that I give and it's going to spark a totally different idea. Yeah. And because now you feel so confident talking to your people and you've developed this brand voice that is a little bit more tough love, which is going to stand out from the cookie cutter other people, like that's okay. Like that's going to benefit you. That's going to help you find your people.
That's going to help me build my community. That's the bottom line, because that's what's really it's about. We're going to do this or that. Respond to DMs immediately or let them sit for hours.
I usually respond immediately unless it's like late at night.
IG stories or reels or TikTok, where does the magic happen?
Ooh, IG stories.
Emoji response or full-blown paragraph in the comment?
Emoji response.
What's your favorite emoji?
My favorite emoji is like those two girls like dancing next to each other. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
They're like doing ballet.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one.
Flamingo dancer.
I love her too. Yeah. She's like in my most frequently used as well.
And then I'm going to ask you, because this is controversial, how do you feel about the thumbs up? Do you feel like it's really a thumbs up or it's basically a fuck you?
Well, I think it's a fuck you. I never use it. Instead of the thumbs up, I'll use like the double hands up emoji.
Take it. Because like when a guy sends you a thumbs up, you're like, go fuck yourself, we're dead.
It's like the emoji version of just saying K.
Yes. Like, now I want you to imagine this. If your audience threw you a surprise party, what kind of community vibe would it have? Would it be intimate, loud, chaotic, or something in between?
I think it would be intimate, but we would also be like blasting Broadway show tunes and like belting out songs.
Yeah, I feel like there'd be a bunch of Bette Midler impersonators.
And like Hamilton and Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yes.
And everybody's dog would be there. Like, that's the vibe.
Kinky boots. There'd be lots of women, lots of men in kinky boots.
Yes.
I was actually watching someone on TikTok. And she says there's a lot less Broadway shows, musicals coming out. Do you feel that's the case?
There's less, but I feel like they're not staying open for as long. Like, I feel like a lot of shows are closing much earlier than they used to. Like, a lot of shows would be around for years and years and years. And now some are not even lasting months. And I think that honestly a big part of that is like marketing teams have not gotten on board with the new way of marketing, which is a lot of social media and TikTok and Instagram and collabs and influencer marketing. And so I don't think they're reaching their people.
Kind of like Barbie. I think the Barbie movie was a marketing genius. We all know
they were fantastic. Barbie did an incredible job with marketing in their press tour, and Wicked did an incredible job with marketing in their press tour.
But what I love about Barbie is Barbie spent more on marketing than they did on their film, whereas Wicked wasn't the same. And
I didn't know that.
yeah, they spent more on marketing than they did on the actual film.
Wow.
It was, for me, as someone who's a business coach, it was really much like that aha moment of, why do I say market every day and I have a list of 30 ways you can market? Is because, again, if you're not selling, if you're not showing, if you're not interacting with your audience, with your community, with your past clients, your future clients, your current clients, then no one's going to know about what you do. It doesn't matter that you turn up and make pretty pottery. It doesn't matter that you help other entrepreneurs grow their businesses or you help people grow on Instagram. It doesn't matter. If people don't know that you're doing it, it doesn't really matter. And it was like a Barbie moment of, they wanted you to know that this movie was coming out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They were incredible. That, like, it needs to be studied.
What would you say your audiences taught you about relationships or connection?
I think that relationships are actually the most important part of business for so many reasons, but a question that I always ask my clients specifically is, are people saying your name and the names of your offers in rooms that you're not in? That's more important than anything. It's more important than having 100,000 followers on TikTok. It's more important than having the perfect Instagram reel. It's more important than showing up on your stories. Word of mouth marketing and referrals and relationships are the most important part of business. And so again, like, if you're not pouring into that, like, I think that actually needs to be your top priority. Like, I want people to say your name, your business name, your offer names in rooms that you're not in.
I think that's happening to me.
Well,
Which
that
is
happened.
great.
I did that for you. Like, I was on
Great.
Threads and somebody posted on Threads like, oh, you know what I could really use is if somebody did like an end of the year like planning like session or workshop. And because Michal was talking about it in our membership, in her content, like, I knew to say her name and her offer name in a space that she was not currently in.
Yes.
Like, I think I sent you the screenshot of it and I'm like, I don't know if you're on
It didn't
Threads.
bother me, but it's okay. It was the fact that you sent it out there.
Right. Exactly. And it doesn't matter. Somebody could say your name to someone and maybe they don't buy for 6 months. Maybe they don't buy for a year. Maybe they don't buy for 3 years, but they know you now. You're in their orbit because someone else was able to say your name in rooms that you weren't in.
Yes.
And it's so important.
100%. As we finish up, I wanted to ask you, what's the one thing you hope everyone listening does differently after today's episode to build better relationships online, in person? What would you say?
I hope you take away that you do not need to abide by any rigid rules or frameworks and that you can show up exactly as you are right now, even if you are in a bun and no makeup and maybe you haven't even put on a bra yet. You can still show up. You're still worthy of showing up and taking up space, and you're still just as much of a genius as you would be if you were fully done up. And I hope people also take away that you cannot put all of your eggs in one basket and to really think about, I have an awareness platform, a nurturing platform, and an email marketing platform so that my business can sustain itself past any pivot, any change, any tweak in the world. Like, my business is in multiple places.
Thank you. Where can people find you?
So you can find me on TikTok or Instagram at On Brand by Sarah. You can see all of my juicy links at go.onbrandbysarah.com. And if you want to listen to me in long form, just like this, my podcast is called The Cozy Content Corner.
And everything is in the show notes. The links are there. Thank you so very much. Thank you for being my mentor. Thank you for making sure I sell every day. And
yes, thank you so much for having me. This was a beautiful way to start my day today.
This was a beautiful way to end my day.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining me on the Business of Connection. If you found today's episode helpful, share it with someone who could use these tips. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. If you want to work with me, my doors are always open. I have 2 fantastic ways to help creative entrepreneurs get more clients, find financial stability, and hit those big goals. Check out my website, TikTok, or Instagram. I'm on all of them. All links are in the show notes. Until next time, remember, the best businesses are built on strong relationships. Keep showing up and connecting, and you will grow.